Hi. Hello. I want to do a hometown so long update, but I want to share something. So I'm just testing this for the moment because it didn't work the first time I did this. Okay. Hang on. Didn't quite work the first time. So I just wanted to be sure you could see what I see on my screen, but I can't. It doesn't show when I actually move over to the document. So I'm not sure. I can just share what I have here. So on my screen. So I think you can see this because I saw this in the video. But the hometown sew along guide. I'm a person who I'll give you a little update on where I am with the blocks and stuff because I did quite a bit of work yesterday. And so now I'm getting ready to cut out the pieces for the next block, and I'm looking for all of the pieces I need to cut, what fabrics, how big for the tulip house, and just specific to the whole tulip house. I'm not one to, this is a massive cutting process, and that would take an entire month to do. And I'm not, I like working one block at a time. And I know there's others like me that do that. And I'm not sure everybody knows that you can do this, but I downloaded her Be Prepared document to my computer, and there is a search icon at the top of the document that you will click on, and then a little box appears. And I just typed in tulip house, and it went through the entire document and highlighted tulip house wherever it was there. So I will be, I'll be able to follow this along, pulling out the fabric that I need, like this one, and be able to cut that 7.5 by 8.5 inch rectangle and get out template number Q1 from her Seems So Easy guides, whatever those little templates are called, and be able to cut that out and get it all ready for this block. I did highlight this one here for the tea-dye Butterfield fabric because each block needs that one. So I need to cut that out as well for this. So it's highlighted as well. But it goes through each of the pages and highlights what's needed for that particular block. Well, hang on. I think you're getting a black screen right now until I get back to this. So there's another page where the lettuce fabric, and it highlights all of them. So I can't scroll through this on here, but so I'd have to go back to that, and then we lose the streaming. I mean, you lose the video. But anyway, I can go back to I can give you an update on where I am so far, but I had done, I can do the end this now. We can go back to this, but I did the flag house is done, number 1. And it is top stitched. All of the entire thing has been top stitched, and I have it. I can see on the back that that's all done, but that block is completely done. Just needs to be trimmed down to size for the quilt. I've got the topiary house done. Everything's been fused down. I did I prefer to do applique with the fusible method. So that's how I did it. I'm not doing it in Lori's method. So I think what my pieces end up, my houses end up bigger. All my pieces end up bigger because I'm not putting in a 1/4 inch seam around everything when I sew it to the interfacing because I'm not using the interfacing method. So I think my houses end up bigger. So I'm not cutting these blocks down to size until I get to the end, just because of that fact that I may have to change the actual size of the block when it gets down to it. I don't know that I will, but I might. Here's the pineapple house. That is already fused down and all good to go. And I'll probably do top stitching along the way as I feel like it, because that's going to be a real tedious process and I may procrastinate on that one. But before I put the pieces together into the quilt, I will get that done. Here's the sunflower house. Get that all fused down. I did this one yesterday. I had part of this house done and wrapped my head around where I was left at and got that finished. And then I did the birdhouse yesterday as well. So I am thrilled to have 5 blocks done. And I also did 2 of the quilty blocks. Enjoyed putting these together, especially Lori's super special processing how to get these little units the way that they are. Watch her video. I enjoyed that very much, and I hope I remember to do that going forward. Here's the backs of them. But so right now, tonight, I'm in the mood to do some cutting and getting the next block ready. So, and I'm working 1 block at a time, so I didn't want to have to page through, and I'd already highlighted and written all over my document, and so it's kind of a mess. And I was having trouble emailing it to myself to because it's so big, the document is so large that I couldn't email it to myself at work to print it off again. So I'm forced to look at it on my computer, and I'm like, there has to be a way that I can find everything I need. I'm like, oh yeah, that search option. So yeah, this is a mess, and I didn't want to have to go searching through here again, looking for just things related to, the tulip block. So the tulip house. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to force you to sit here and watch me do all that cutting. I just was cut out the first piece for the house. But so I thought I'd share at least that if you're one, like there's a new sew along going on right now. So if you're interested in doing 1 block at a time, you can. And it's easier to do it this way rather than you don't have to cut all of the pieces out. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? So I'm just sharing what I learned. Look at, where is it? This one, thread. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit of information, and I'll have another update next week, and maybe I'll even go live when I start putting this together in my fusible method, and you can watch me do that. So anyway, I'll have more updates. I've got a tutorial of sorts to come. I've got another tip where you did the same thing with a PDF for a pattern that I'm following. It's a small project. It's a wall hanging. And I did do all the cutting for that up front. It depends on the size of it. Like this one is massive. I'm not doing all that cutting right up front. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to do this one, but 1 block at a time, and I'll eventually get it finished. I'm shooting for the end of the year. Okay. I'm shooting for the end of the year. And the only reason I say that is because the top stitching may take a while. It may take a while. I may try to do 1 block a month. That's that seems realistic, don't you think? So I'll have to make sure that I get that in the last week of each month to try to get that completed for the ones for block 2. I can start with that. So I have 11 months to get that all done. So hopefully I'll have a complete top by the end of the year. That's what I'm kind of shooting for. I think my goals are a little bit ambitious, I think, sometimes. And I'd like to say that I can physically and mentally stay on track with some projects. This one was not one of them. It was a little bit more than I could manage. Plus the fact there were some changes going on in my personal life. So that took on quite a big change in my life going forward. So, and more to come on that. But if so, I'll keep you posted on how I'm doing with this. I'll have quilting updates throughout as I'm working on a couple other sew alongs and some other projects that I'm working on. So, and I'm trying to design a quilt of my own. So I'm going to be working on that as well behind the scenes. So I've got a lot of things that I'd like to get done. And so far, so good. This month, I've been able to stay on track and I've been able to keep up. And I'm looking forward to how this progresses. So I will at least have one update every month about the hometown sew along and where I am with that, if not more. And we'll keep you posted on how things go. Let me know in the comments if you finished your quilt. I am curious to know. I've seen some online and they're gorgeous and I can't wait to see what others have done. So I'm shooting for the end of the year as a potential finish for this quilt. Hopefully sooner. Hopefully sooner. But that's, I think, a realistic goal for me right now with all the other things that I've got going on. So anyway, you guys take care and I will see you again real soon. Bye now.